Okay, so I wanted to do a video basically on what Crystal Swirls was saying about bottom shelf. I don't like that term, but I do. I think considering she uses the terms Becky, Brad, Tyrone, I guess it makes sense. Some people say Shaniqua. I just don't like to do that, but I like I said, I like what her message was. What she was trying to say was that um, she felt like basically it was swirling and interracially dating, interracial marriage, and relationships were normalized among even the um, bottom shelf of black women, basically. And I like that, but I kind of feel like this. Something else she was talking about that I felt like she was trying to say that black men basically would talk to her because she has a big butt, and that was why she couldn't get black men out of her face. I don't think that's what it is. I don't. I think that if you pay attention to the black manosphere, when they talk about dating out, they're basically still dating in. Really, seriously, they will. They'll talk about basically dating black women. Now, they won't usually be like the dark skinned, like Normani type of black woman, but it'll be like, for example, they'll be talking about like so called preferences being like Dominican or Puerto Rican descent. Um, Obviously, Crystal Swirls, by her phenotype, you can't tell her apart from many Dominicans and a lot of Puerto Ricans for that matter. You see a lot of Puerto Ricans that look like her. They might be the dark one of their family, the one that looks more black in their family, but they basically are Dominican or Puerto Rican. They're black Puerto Ricans, in my opinion, and black Dominicans. But many of these people will try and claim they're basically like the preferences, basically, and that they are mixed race, I guess they're trying to say, or something. I don't know. But the point is, Crystal Swirls to me fits that category, basically. Some people would say her hair's a little tight, but her face, her skin tone, and her hair for that matter, I've seen plenty of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans with her hair type. You know, she would definitely fit their phenotype, and that's what I wanted to talk about here. You could talk about black women and the image of black women being divested and people seeing more black women who are spoilers and black men acknowledging this more and thinking that a black woman is more likely not into a black men nowadays. But I don't think they have that idea of black women who don't look like the average dark skinned black woman. I think light skinned black women, biracials, people like that, lighter brown complexed people like Crystal Swirls. I'm not just saying yellow people, I'm saying the whole gamut, basically. The whole sector of people who aren't dark skinned, basically. Or, in other words, lighter than a paper bag. You get what I'm saying. Um, they don't have that same idea that there's an assumption that basically we don't prefer dark skinned black men. They still have that idea that we do prefer dark skinned black men, or they don't take it as seriously as dark skinned black women. And I think that's a main reason why Crystal Swirls still finds that she cannot get the dark skinned black man out of her face because they still think her type are supposed to be preferential to her because she still looks like one of their preferences basically. So to me it's just like, I kind of find it a little nice what she's saying about the whole situation where she saw some black woman who she considered not the most ideal black woman basically finding a man of another race. But I think the assumption needs to go beyond dark skinned black women and into all black women. Having the expectation that we like black men is not right, and, it needs to transcend our color. You know, we need to be individuals, basically. Some of us might like black men, some of us don't, and no one should assume our preference. So, I mean, I think that's progress, but I do think that um, it's not complete. Definitely not complete. And definitely not complete for light skinned black women. Definitely not complete for biracial women. And I think that often with dark skinned black women, I think they get a little bit more respect from dark skinned black men. Like, lighter skinned women, we're not even expected to actually have a preference or have a way to stand up for ourselves because we're viewed as basically as weaker, basically. And, it just makes them more angry and aggressive, and they'll lash out more at a lighter skinned woman than a darker skinned woman when it comes to harassment, in my experience. In some cases, of harassment that I've experienced, I would see a dark skinned black woman come into play and talking about the whole situation. And that black man would back off of that dark skinned black woman, but he wouldn't for someone like myself. And I would see also women who were, in my opinion, they appeared kind of biracial. Um, I would think they kind of look, I would think they look light skin, I think. Um, Sometimes I'm not really sure because I sometimes assume people are very light skinned or a lot lighter than me when they're not. It's weird because I kind of see myself as darker than what I actually am. Um, because, like I said, I tan, so sometimes I kind of have the idea of myself when I'm in the summer than in the winter. But anyway, um, the point was, I've seen how some of them have dealt with harassment, and it's almost like they seem like they're obligated to communicate and to respond to black men who harass them, and almost act like don't mean any, they don't want any conflict, you know. It seems like there's more conflict that is in the potential for them than, say, someone who is dark skinned. That's just my experience. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about was Crystal Swirls talking about black men and that being the assumption that they are the preference for black women because of mammies. And I agree with this. That's why I was talking about other people. And I'm not going to talk about it here because, I mean, I think that would be conflicting for what I'm talking about. But, some people set the narrative basically that our primary interest is black men. And some of us just weren't made that way. And then a lot of men of other races see those women and think we all are the same and they speak for us. And I agree with that. But the thing is, that's really problematic is this. No one really wants to prove to someone that they really, really are into them because it almost seems like you're chasing at that point. Then it comes off really badly. So it's really annoying kind of like situation. That's just my perspective of that. But I do think that her approach and her idea of things when it comes to men of other races is not bad for her if it works out for her. But I just am like, you have to vet, you always have to vet with men of other races. You can't always think everyone is good. I mean, of other races, that's not how it works. No one is all good in any race. There's good and there's bad. And it's all about finding the right one. So that's basically all I have to say in this video. I liked her live stream, very good live stream. I haven't watched it all. I'm probably going to watch more of it, and I might have more to say then. I shared the video because, I mean, it's a great video, and I try to share many of her videos because, I mean, it's hard for me to not agree with Crystal Swirls. Most of the time I do with many of the videos she puts out. Even if, for example, she's saying something that I'm not too fond of, there'll be something that pops up that she says that I'm fond of. It's like every live. If she's talking for 20 minutes, I'll agree with something. But yeah, that's all I have to say in this video. Like and subscribe, everybody. Have a great day. And comment down below. Bye.